Hey girls, it's Coach Liz coming to you to do some yoga for strengthening and stretching. So we're going to make this just like a 30-minute video today. I'm going to lead you guys through a little bit of a yoga flow that's going to have some strengthening for our legs, and then we're also going to stretch that out afterwards. So this should be enough to count for some exercise for you today, some strength training, working out on the squats and lunges. So we all need some of those. So let's get started. I like to start each practice with 10 breaths. So if you would like to sit cross-legged like this, or if you'd like to sit on your knees, if you've got a block or a pillow, you could use that under your bum. And that might help you out if you've got some tight hip flexors or tight knees. So once you get to your position, cross-legged or sitting on the heels, you can lay your hands in your lap, and then let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more of those. Deep inhale in. Exhale, let it go. And then we'll take 10 deep breaths in and out through the nose. One. Two. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And we'll slowly come out of whatever position we're in. And then you'll go to turn towards the front of your mat into a tabletop position, hands under the shoulders, knees about hips width distance. Your feet are flat on the ground, going through some cat-cows. Inhaling, dropping your belly, looking up. Exhale, arch your back, push into the floor, round your back. Come back to your tabletop, and we're sinking down into a child's pose. You can bring your big toes together, knees together if you'd like. Send those hips back towards the heels, stretch out through your arms. Take a couple of breaths here. Walk your hands over to the right, getting a side stretch through your left body. Walk your hands back through the middle, walk them over towards the left, getting a stretch through the right side body. Walk the hands back to center, exhale, forehead down. Come back to your tabletop, then have a seat on your heels. And we'll stay here for a moment, hands on the lap, a couple of breaths. Lean forward onto your hands. Let's curl the toes. So your toes should be curled under, and we're sending the hips back towards the heels. You can stay here if this is a little bit too much pressure, or start to walk the hands up, sitting back. So you should feel a stretch through your toes, maybe the arches of your feet up through your heels. This could be uncomfortable. So what you're gonna do is stay here and try to breathe. Again, if it's too much pressure, allow yourself to come forward a little bit. That takes some pressure off. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Slowly walk yourself back forward, uncurl the toes. Give the tops of your feet a little pat into the ground. And then from here, we're gonna press up into our first downward facing dog. So your hands are under your shoulders, pressing those palms flat into the ground. Curl the toes, send your hips up towards the sky. So you might have your heels down on the ground, or your heels might be up and you may need to bend your knees. It just kind of depends on how tight your hamstrings are. But we're pressing the ground away, sending the hips and tailbone up to the sky, dropping the head and relaxing the shoulders here. Couple of breaths here. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, half lift, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's roll up. Head hanging heavy, rolling the shoulders down the back. So you're in your mountain pose, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, so we're flattening the spine here, looking forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. And we're holding this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself all the way down, trying to keep your body in an even line. Uncurl those toes. Inhale just a little bit for a little cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Press back up to your downward facing dog, sending the hips back. So that's your vinyasa. We're going to go through that a couple of times. Look forward, bring your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up again. Exhale, shoulders down the back. Inhale, reach out and up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you lower down, if you need to bring your knees down, that's totally fine also. Lowering, trying to keep your chest, chin, everything hits the ground at the same time. Inhale for your little cobra back bend. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press yourself back up through your plank, down dog. Look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll the shoulders down the back. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press up. Go back to your down dog for a couple of breaths. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. All right, we're coming into a chair pose here. Bring those big toes together, heels slightly apart. Sink your hips back. Arms lift. We're holding here. See if you can think about pulling your belly up and in. Keeping your arms around where your shoulders are, reaching out through the fingertips. Maybe can you sink down a little more? And fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. We're gonna do some hip dips here, so dip to the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, back to center, lowering ourselves all the way down. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press back through your down dog. Couple of breaths here. On an inhale, lift your right leg straight up towards the sky. Exhale, step that foot through your hands. So right foot is going through our hands. Our back toes are up right now. Inhale, rise all the way up for your high lunge. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Try not to let that knee go way over your ankle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Go through a couple more times. All right, now hold here. Let's sweep those hands back, pressing your edges of your hands up towards the sky. Think about knee over ankle. You should feel your triceps fire up here. For 3, 2, 1. Plant the hands, step back to your plank. Go through your hip dips, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, center, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Press up for your down dog. Left leg lifts into the sky. Exhale, step it through the hands. You're on your back toes. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Left foot is forward. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Straighten, sink. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge. Couple more times. And sink down, sweep those hands around, pressing the edges of your hands up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is a little bit ahead of you, so we're not reaching up with the neck, just kind of looking out, neutral neck. For 3, 2, 1. Plant the hands, step back to your plank. This time, let's take right knee, right elbow, step it back. Left knee, left elbow, step back. right knee, right elbow, step back, left knee, left elbow, step back, right knee, right elbow, step back, left knee, left elbow, step back, right knee, right elbow, step back, left knee, left elbow, step back, bring your knees down, child's pose. Come back through your tabletop, press up into your down dog. Look forward, bring your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back through your chair pose, sinking those hips down. Raising the arms, arms around the ears. Can you sink a little lower? Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Let's go through that one more time. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, sink down into your chair. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to your plank. Let's take right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. 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 Step back, lower down as slowly as you can, remembering to come down to your knees if you need to. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press up, down dog. Exhale. Whew. Stretch the right leg up to the sky. Step it through the hands. Back toes are still up, or heel is still up. Inhale, rise, high lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay here. Exhale, sweep those hands down and around, reaching the edges of your hands up towards the sky. Plant the hands, step back. You're in your plank. Let's do hip dips again. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, center, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press up, down dog, exhale. Reach your left toes to the sky. Exhale, step that foot through the hands. Rise up for your high lunge. We'll go through our lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep those hands around. Triceps up to the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plant the hands, step back to your plank. Holding this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the knees down, child's pose. Come back through your tabletop, back to plank, lower all the way down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, go back, down dog. All right, this time lift the right leg to the sky, bend your knee, and you're gonna reach the right toes over towards your left shoulder. So you should be opening up your right hip here, getting a nice little stretch. Straighten the right toes to the sky, step it through the hands. Inhale brings us up for our high lunge. We're gonna take our hands to prayer heart center, and on the exhale, we're twisting, taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Then we're pressing the right elbow, or the left elbow, into the right knee. Trying to think about getting these thumbs to the middle of the chest, reaching out through the crown of the head. When you're ready, plant the left hand down to the ground, reach the right hand towards the ceiling. From here, we're gonna step into our side plank, keeping the left hand on the ground. Step out with the right leg, and you should be in your side plank here. We'll rotate over, place the right hand down, go through your vinyasa. Exhale, lower all the way. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Reach the left toes to the sky, inhale. This time, bend the left knee, stack the hip, reaching the left toes towards the right shoulder. Inhale, straighten those toes. Exhale, step the left foot through. Rise up to your high lunge. Take the hands to prayer heart center. On the exhale, we're taking right elbow to the outside of left knee. Still thinking about pressing the right elbow into the left knee, pressing the left knee into the right elbow. Now place the right hand on the ground, left fingertips to the sky, still in that twist. Then we're stepping to our side plank on the right side. So right hand stays down, step that left foot over to stack on the right. Exhale, go back through your plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Press back through your down dog. Look forward, bring your feet up to meet your hands. Bring those big toes together, heels slightly apart. Come through your chair pose. Sink those hips down. Take your hands, prayer heart center. We're exhaling, twisting left elbow outside of the right knee. Try to keep your knees in line here, so we don't want one way out in front of the other. Sink those hips down. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist the other way. This time, right elbow outside of left knee. back through center. Hold here. You can keep your hands here or maybe reach the arms back. Feeling those triceps again, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward. Take those feet hips width distance. Hold opposite elbows here and sway side to side, keeping your knees as bent as you need. Release the hands, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, shoulders down the back. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of balancing here. So we'll come into a tree pose first. So we'll have the left leg on the ground, left hand on your hip. And you can start here with your right toes on the ground. So maybe you stay here, or you might start to move toes towards the ankle. You may eventually move to having your hands at prayer heart center. You may have your leg higher up. We don't want to have the foot pressing right on the knee. You want to have your heel higher up. It might go even higher into your groin area. Then we breathe here. If this is easy for you and you want to start challenging yourself, you could start to reach out with the hands, growing branches, maybe even bringing the hands overhead. A couple more breaths. And if you're struggling with the balance, put yourself by a wall and maybe you start with having your fingertips on the wall just to help you out. And eventually going to moving away from those. Balance on our feet is really important in volleyball. So we're not tripping up over our feet, making sure we get to a good stop before hitting the ball. Not crisscrossing those feet. All right, when you're ready, release that down. Let's move to the other side. Weights in the right leg this time. Maybe you're on the left toes. Maybe bringing the left foot to the ankle, calf. Maybe bringing it up higher. And taking some breaths here, deciding, do you need to stay here? Do you need to challenge yourself? What does your challenging look like? Remembering those options, maybe bringing the arms out, bringing the hands overhead. Couple more breaths. And slowly release that leg out. Bend one leg, then the other. We're going to do one more balance posture. This time, left hand starts on the hip. We're either bringing the right leg up, holding the knee, or you may be taking your first 2 fingers, hooking around your toe, and stretching through. Again, this just kind of depends on your hamstrings and your balance, but some people's hamstrings are a little more open, and that just is the way their body is, so don't worry about it if this isn't there for you today. Then whether you've got the toes or the knee, we're opening it out towards the right. Couple breaths. And again, you can be by a wall, lightly touching if you need that help there. Bring it back to center. Everyone let go, point through the toes, both hands on your hip, lift as high as you can. And release. Other side. Right foot plants, right hand on the hip. Inhaling, holding the left knee, or taking the big toes here. Or big toe. You only have one big toe. And don't worry if you fall, just keep coming back into it. And again, remember you can be by a wall if you need to, but just try to put as little pressure on the wall as you can. We really want to work this feet, work the balance. Open out to the side, whether you've got the toe or the knee. Bring it back to center. Everyone, reach out through the toes, both hands on the hips. Lift as high as you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. We're gonna come down into a squat here. So take your feet pretty wide, and you might be staying in a high squat here. Bringing your knees wide, pressing the elbows into the knees, pulling the belly up and in, or you might be able to sink your hips all the way down, coming into a malasana squat. Bringing the hands to prayer heart center, pressing those elbows into the knees. Now we're gonna stay here because I have a feeling some of y'all's hips are tight, which mine are too. But so don't hurt yourself, either stay here or stay in that higher squat. Either way, you should feel some opening through your hip here. All right, we're gonna place the right hand down towards the right of the right leg. Lift the left hand towards the sky. Bring that hand back down. Left hand reaches to the left. Right hand comes up to the sky. Bring that hand back. One more breath here, and then we'll come down towards our bums and take a forward fold. Legs out straight. Take a breath in and exhale, fold forward. Maybe your hands hold your feet. Maybe your hands rest at the sides of your legs. But let's think about chest going towards the shins. So you might be staying up higher here, looking towards the toes, maybe reaching there, maybe folding forward, dropping the head down. 5 breaths. Slowly rise up out of that. We're gonna take a tree pose basically, sitting down. So you'll bring your right leg in, take the right foot to the inside of the leg, and fold forward again. This time taking your knee, allowing your head to go towards the knee. Slowly rise up out of that. Let's switch sides, straighten the right leg, fold the left leg in, fold forward. Two more breaths. Slowly come up out of that. Let's take a wide leg fold here. So you're gonna open your legs wide and start to walk yourself down. We're thinking again about lengthening through the chest, walking forward, maybe coming down to your forearms, or you might be staying up here, that's okay. We're going as far forward as we can, and everyone's gonna look different here. So you might be coming down. If you're more comfortable here, you might be reaching for the outer edges of your feet and bringing the forehead down to the ground. But don't force this, even if you're right here and forehead's not comfortable, stay here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to bring yourself up out of that. Let's bring the feet together into a butterfly pose. So again, you're gonna, or you might look different than me here. You might look the same here, knees pretty high up, or your knees might be touching the ground. So again, that just depends on how everyone's bodies are made. But we're going to start with reaching the chest forward. So take your hands, think about opening up your feet, pulling them out, and reach your chest forward. And again, you're going as far forward as you can here. Your chest might be touching down towards your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up out of that. And then we're going to round ourselves forward. So you might take the hands cupping the toes, elbows outside of the legs, and fold yourself forward, allowing your head and neck to round. Maybe your forehead reaches your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up out of that. Let's stretch those legs out again. Lean back on your hands, take your knees left and right. All right, we're gonna come in and do a little bit of ab work. How about a little more ab work? Hopefully I'm not doing too much for you guys for the first one, but we're gonna go with a boat here. So you can take your knees, keeping them bent. You might be starting here with your heels on the ground, toes pressed up, or start to bring the legs up, and you might start to straighten the legs. So depending on where you're at today, you go where you feel most comfortable, reaching through the chest, looking forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna lower ourselves down, hovering the feet and hovering the back of the head. Bring yourself back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, hovering the legs, hovering the shoulders. Bring yourself back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, hovering for as long as you can before letting everything hit the ground, stretching out into a long body stretch. All right, then we're gonna do a little bit of back bend work here. So you're gonna have your feet about hips width distance. You might be able to kind of graze the backs of your heels with your hands. Then we'll press those hips up, maybe walking the shoulders under a little bit. You can have your hands pressed down onto the ground, or maybe reach under, clasp your hands, and give yourself a little shoulder stretch here. Pressing those hips towards the sky. Untuck your chin a little bit. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Release the hands, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift the hips, holding there. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower them down. Inhale, lift them up. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Let's lift back up again. This time we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Let's walk the feet to the outside of the hips. Let the knees fall in towards each other. And bring the feet back under the knees. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a good little hug here. Maybe even wrapping your arms around your knees. Pulling your forehead in towards the knees. And release that out. Left foot on the ground. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. And you might be staying here. That might be enough of a hip stretch for you. Or you're going to lift the left leg up off the ground. Reach behind and clasp your fingers. So basically we're going to bring the shin in towards the chest. So if your hips are really open, you might be bringing your hands around and hugging yourself in a little bit more. Just kind of depends on where you need to be today. Take take 3 more deep breaths. Let's release that, let it go, uncross the leg. Let's cross the left ankle over the right knee and bring that up. Release that down, uncross. Let's hug the knees into the chest one more time. Release the feet down. We're going to take a twist. Just lifting the hips up, taking them to the right, and take your knees over to the left. You can reach your right arm out towards the right. Just taking a little twist here. 5 breaths. Bring your knees back through center, shift the hips over to the left, drop your knees down to the right. Left arm maybe stretches out towards the left. Five breaths. Bring the knees back up through center. Maybe hug the knees in one more time, rock side to side. And then we'll stretch out into a long body stretch. And then end in a Shavasana. So that's corpse pose, if y'all don't know it. You just lay on your back, allowing your legs to flop down, your arms to flop down. Don't skip this part if you're thinking about it. We'll only be here for about a minute. But this is a great resting pose to end your practice. So I'll walk you through a little bit of a meditation as we lay here. But first, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. On this next one, take a deep, deep, deep breath in, filling up your lungs, holding it up at the top. And exhale, release. So start to bring your awareness to your toes. Maybe notice feeling in your toes. We're going to do a body scan. So I'm bringing your attention to the arches of your feet, your heels, moving up through the calves and shins, your knees, your quads, your thighs. Feel your hips resting on the ground. Notice the rise and fall of your ribs as you breathe in and breathe out. Notice the spreading through your chest as you rise with the breath, inhaling, and exhale allows your chest to sink down into the ground. Notice your fingertips, your hands, wrist, forearms, elbows, upper arms. Notice your shoulders, heavy on the ground. Move up through your neck and throat. Relax your jaw. Let the muscles of your face be soft. Notice all the way up to the top of your head. And then bring your awareness to your whole body, lying on the ground, resting after your practice. we'll take 5 more breaths here. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Waking up your body and maybe taking a long body stretch again. And then rolling to one side up to a seated position. We usually close our yoga practices with a namaste. So maybe bringing your hands to prayer heart center again. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today, guys. I hope that gave you some good stretches and some good strength building. And you can revisit this video anytime you want, and I'll add some other videos coming up, maybe once a week or something for you guys to do. And they won't all be that much movement. Sometimes we'll do some that'll stretch out, more floor poses, maybe depending on whatever we do in practices. So y'all have a Merry Christmas.